with something a little bit different yesterday. Drew up some sketches of some car parts and bike parts, and now I'm just trying to work with them and make them into some sort of logo. These were inspired by like traditional tattoos, flash tattoo art, stuff like that. We'll see what Adam thinks about this. I know it's a little bit different than our normal branding, but I think it's kind of where he wanted to go. Last week I was working on a new t-shirt design, and it was pretty similar to our windbreaker design, but kind of the same concept, but different fonts, different layout and stuff like that. And he said that some of the stuff we've been doing seems very similar and we need to switch it up a little bit. So I think this is pretty different. We'll see what he thinks about this. Here's the original sketch. It's just an engine piston with our branding wrapped around it. Thought it looked pretty cool. That one has like a sprocket behind it. I might play with something like that. The handlebar cross doesn't really work. Also was thinking about doing like a spring or a coilover of some type. Thought that would look cool too. Maybe we can make one that's like car related. Maybe we'll make one that's bike related for the BMX people, for the car people. Maybe we'll just cross the two. In the past, crossing the twos worked pretty well, so we might end up going that route, but I want to have options for Adam. I'll send over a bunch of different designs for him. And I started working on the digital version of this yesterday. I'll have a few clips of it in here. And here's where we're at so far. So there's the vector version. I think it looks awesome. All I gotta do now is go back in, add the color where I want to, add some minor details and stuff, and obviously the lettering too. So I'm gonna drop the lettering now. But I mean, even if I drew in a sprocket behind it, I think that would even out the design a little bit more. As you can tell right now, it's a lot taller than it is wide, which usually doesn't work on many things. So if we added in the sprocket, it'd be a circle shape and it'd be just as tall as it is wide, and it would balance it out a little bit more. Now I just gotta design some sort of font to fill in the space and go back in and tweak little things here and there, making it flow a little bit better. So a lot of times what I like to do is start with a font that I find online. Go back in, change it, kind of make it my own, make little tweaks here and there. So with this one, what I'm gonna do is go ahead and expand it so that I can start working with it as a shape as opposed to a typeface. So first thing I'm doing is just making it a little bit thicker, making it pop a little bit more. I'm gonna drop all of the edges to the letter and give them this nice little slant just to make it look a little bit better. Also goes well with the slanted ribbons that I've got going on the rest of the design. Not really feeling this Q too much. It doesn't really look good with the rest of the letters. One thing I like to do when I don't like a particular letter is to take pieces of other letters that I do like to recreate that same letter. I'm gonna use the same circle from the Q to recreate the O's as well, so that it all kind of flows together and they all look the same. I just didn't like that little tail that the Q had. One thing I wish I thought of sooner, taking a piece of the letter such as the I to recreate the other letters that I was gonna do. Instead of having to go in, change every single corner of every single letter, I could have just copied the I onto most of the letters, like the bottom of, like the size of the M, the bottom of the T, stuff like that. So that'll save you a lot of time if you can think of some way to streamline the process. And then you know that everything is the same size and looks the same. Also not really feeling this G too much. And I'm actually gonna make the 1 for 2013 out of the I, again, so it all kind of flows together a little bit better, because the one before was a little bit boring and didn't really flow well with the rest of the design. All right, so now we got all the letters. And one thing I realized when I first did the LZBMX is I put a slant on it using the shear tool. Since I did that, now I have to go in and do each word piece by piece as opposed to doing it all at one time like I'm doing here. So definitely want to keep stuff like that in mind, because although you could do it word by word, it's probably not going to be perfect and lined up exactly how you want it to be. It's better to do it to all the words at once as opposed to one word at a time, because then there's a chance that it's not going to look exactly how you want it to. Line everything up. Rulers are your best friend. I use the rulers all the time. That's how you see if something is perfectly lined up where you want it to be. I'm also going to add in some little detail stripes in the background, kind of similar to the ones that we have in the piston. And there you have it. So not really sure what we're going to do with this one yet. It's a really cool design. I like it a lot. I'm sure it'll come in handy somewhere. It's always nice to have designs just on the back burner to throw out whenever you need something. Or sometimes you're not into a design at the moment, but then down the road you realize that you really do like that design, you want to use it for something. Or something comes up where, or I need a design that's shaped like this. For instance, this one is definitely taller than it is wide, so it would look better on something for, let's say, like a dad cap, or biker dad cap. That bike is probably a little bit taller than it is wide, so it looks pretty good on the hat, because typically you want a longer logo on the hat. Or we would use this for like a slap sticker of some type. We could use it for maybe like a pen or something, like in a pen pack, some sort of patch maybe. But as far as just slapping it on a shirt, it's not going to look very good because it's so skinny. We would need to put something around it to fill it, maybe do some sort of sprocket around it, like in the background, or some sort of wheel or something to fill that space and then make it just as wide as it is tall. It's always tricky when you're playing with taller logos because you want to make them work, but a lot of times they just don't work and you have to modify it to make it work. You're always better off doing something that's just as wide as it is tall. Another update on the Garage Moon Power floor mats. So far we've decided we're going to do 2 colorways now. I saw a few comments in the last video requesting that maybe we do a blue color or something different than red. So asked Adam what he thought about that, and he thought it was a cool idea. Obviously now everybody's got a car that's going to match red floor mats, so it'd be cool to do something on the cooler color side of things. Also talked to Sebastian over at Garage Moon Power, and he agrees that 2 colorways would be cool too. Sebastian had some feedback on the current logo situation, and I'll show you which one he liked the best and the one we're probably going to go with here in a second. He also suggested that we make the logo a little bit bigger because of the printing process. It might get a little pixelated in a way or distorted because it's so small. You might not be able to see it once it's actually printed out on the floor mat. Decided on a second colorway, and we're gonna adjust the logos, make them a little bit bigger, and then hopefully we have samples ordered this week and we'll be able to get going on that, and that'll be something that will be happening really soon. Here's what we're working with. Sebastian and Adam both liked this logo better, where there's those stripes in the background. You can't really see it because of the it's gray and the background's gray, but I'll show you what it looks like on the mats in a second. As opposed to this one, I've got that one in there now, and I don't know if you've noticed, but you can't see that black outline very well unless there's something up behind it. So adding these stripes, we'll be able to see that black outline, and I think it'll look really good. So yeah, now I'm just gonna play with a blue colorway of some type, maybe green, I don't know, something on that side of things. I think blue is probably best. There's the 2 colorways that I'm thinking. Just texted them over to Adam to see what he thinks. Once we both agree on a colorway for the second one, then I'll send it over to Sebastian and see what he thinks and get this rolling. It's kind of like a teal green. Adam might want to go a little bit more blue. Oh no, he just said both are super dialed. Cool. So I'll text it over to Sebastian now. I think the teal's pretty cool. Thank you so much for the feedback on that last video. I love reading through all those comments. I promise I'm getting back to them eventually. I will respond to every one of them. I want to make sure that I read all of the ideas you guys have. Should be really cool to actually base projects off of you guys' comments. So got feedback from you guys about our Garage Moon Power collaboration, and we're making that happen because of something that you guys said. So we're getting live feedback essentially from you guys. If it's a change that we see necessary, we can probably make the change before something actually becomes permanent. So that's one thing that I don't think Adam or myself even thought about, was having instant feedback from you guys about our products. And if there's something that you obviously don't like from the get-go, then we know we need to keep working on it, as opposed to just hoping that you guys like it and then having to deal with something that you guys aren't into. So, dang! Adam's hooking it up with the haircut guy. Efren, I guess it's the guy that's always been cutting his hair, and he just texted me and said first cut's $9. Like, I've been paying $30 for a haircut, and this first one's gonna be $9. That's sick. Keep the comments coming. Anytime you guys have a thought, like, oh, what if LZBMX did this, or LZ did this, whatever. Like, if you have a thought that pops in your head, send it over my way and we'll see what we can do with it. I mean, it would be awesome to get ideas from you guys directly and actually make it happen, and be able to accredit you guys for something like that. So I saw a lot of feedback saying that you guys wanted some more warehouse stuff, going through, talking to the guys, going through their jobs and what they do on a daily basis. So that's something that I'll definitely be doing here soon. I think that'd be really cool to kind of show you guys the complete warehouse process and how your order gets processed throughout the day. We'll just have to wait till it's a little bit busier so we have a wide range of orders to choose from. And I also saw you guys want to do more in-depth design tutorial type things. I promise we will do something like that. There's quite a few of you guys that are wanting something like that. It's a matter of coming up with a design that will be really useful to you guys, something that has a lot of different techniques used in it, and it's not just picking a font and throwing it on a shirt. Like, I want to find something that's cover a wide range of design skills and stuff like that. So definitely we'll get to that. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for subscribing. I'm glad you guys are here. I'm glad that a lot of you guys are into this. I hope that more of you get involved and that this becomes like a regular thing where we have an idea and you guys help us tweak it and make it to where it's something that you guys are into and not just something that we're into. So keep the feedback coming, and I will start a new video tomorrow, meet up with Adam, maybe get some clips on the ramp, discuss new products and stuff, and that's it. See you next time. I don't know, something like that.